what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man, so let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a couple of Fredo Bangs artists, and we're going to be talking about some cats repping that TBG. Now, these two rappers, man, might not be as well household names as you think, but they were on their grind, and it seems like they were steadily focused on, progressing in the music game and doing their thing as well as, representing where they're from. Now, you can see through their chains and everything they about that TBG. Now, these artists, one by the name of Spinna Mitch and the other by Blvd Sleepy, seem to have a slow career, but it seemed like they had the right connections because you could actually see a couple of them in Fredo Bang's videos and things like that. And they had an active life on social media, even though it was consistent of them dissing the ops, man. It seems like all the IG lives that I watched about them this morning, it seems like they were always just, getting at the ops or talking crazy about somebody, but highly entertaining to say the least, you know what I mean? But it looks like these two rappers have allegedly caught a case. Now, a news story was published in Baton Rouge, and they posted the pictures of one of these rappers, and it looks like a picture of the other, but his face is kind of hidden. But before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. And oh, hold up, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button as soon as you get in here so we can run them likes up. We trying to get 1,000 likes. Now let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Spinna Mitch and Blvd Sleepy real quick. Now it looks like these two rappers have caught themselves into a predicament, man. And you hate to see it happen because it seems like TBG is on the rise with Fredo Bang, man. Fredo Bang is out here doing his thing in this rap game. Every time I look up and check on Fredo Bang's story on social media, it seems like he got shows booked everywhere. I'm talking about all over the place. Like Fredo Bang, Lil Durk, Pooh Shiesty, they are some of the most booked up rap, and Moneybagg Yo, of course, are some of the most booked up rappers I have ever seen, man. These dudes don't let a couple of days go by without a couple of shows, man. Good to see that, and that shows that they out there getting that money, and TBG is out there putting a stamp on the rap game, you know what I mean? Now, with all that good things that I said, let's talk about this situation with Spinna Mitch and Blvd Sleepy, man. It doesn't look good. Now, this is the news story that I'm going to reference. Now, it's from the local news there in Baton Rouge, and it says this. The headline says, pair arrested after 24-year-old man killed in Napoleon Street shooting, 2 others injured. So we got ourselves a triple shooting. Now, the details of this get interesting because somehow the feds got involved. Now, the story starts off and it says this. It says 2 men are facing murder charges in connection with a shooting that left 1 dead and 2 injured in April. So this case goes back to April. The Baton Rouge Police Department reported George Stevenson, 25, was killed in the shooting. Officers said Christopher Nixon, 33, and Rico Hayes, 35, both of Baker, were arrested on Thursday, May 13th by the U.S. Marshal Service. Now, let's stop right there. Why in the world would the U.S. Marshal Service be involved in a local, triple shooting? Now, I'm going to put on the hat right now. But remember, I did a story that was talking about how, the federal authorities and the authorities in Louisiana were looking into a lot of things that had to do with TBG, NBA, and 4K Trey, right? So this, I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of eyes on TBG right now, and there's folks they're going back and looking at this case. Now, I know when somebody's killed, they look at that case forever. Like, it's always open. Even if it goes cold, they got a department that looks at cold cases, and they always trying to solve murders. Always. Like, there's people who are always actively trying to solve murders, just like people are always actively trying to, finesse ways that they can solve, like digital crimes and, wire fraud crimes and things like that, right? So you're never kind of in the clear in these things, right? So, but it's interesting to say the least that the U.S. Marshal Service picked them up. Now let's continue. Now, detectives reported the shooting happened on Monday, April 19th, around 8:45 p.m. in the 1000 block of Napoleon Street near Myrtle Ave. Now, according to BRPD, when officers arrived to investigate, they found Stevenson in the driver's seat of a Hyundai vehicle with gunshot wounds, and he later died at the scene. God dang, man. Yo, rest in peace to dude, man. I don't know what was going on or what was involved, but that's crazy to say the least, man. Now, two other men in the car, a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old, had also been shot. The two were taken to the hospital with injuries not considered life-threatening. Both Nixon and Hayes were booked in the East Baton Rouge Parish prison on charges of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder, 2 counts. Man, they threw the book at them boys. They got a first-degree murder. I'm pretty sure that's going to ride with either a death sentence or I'm not sure exactly about Louisiana, but usually first-degree murder, has the highest penalty because it's basically you sought that person out to shoot them and kill them or whatnot. You had a plan, you had everything. You know what I mean? So it's not looking good for these cats, man. Not looking good. But man, I don't know if this has anything to do with anything rap related. It just seems like another situation in the streets that just spiraled out of control. Now, there's nobody who's confirmed that Blvd, Sleepy, or Spinna Mitch are actually the people who have been arrested in this crime. But you can see like the mugshot I showed, that looks like them. And their real names, might be concealed, or man, people are debating on if those are their real names or not. I mean, I know each one of them has a lengthy history in the rap game, and a lot of people are familiar with them, but most of the fans on the fan pages have pointed this out as being Blvd, Sleepy, and Spinna Mitch, man. Now, what's crazy is you haven't seen anything from like Fredo Bang or anybody like that to say anything on their behalf. You haven't even seen anything from Roy Black Osama or anybody like that. You would think that they would be reaching out, especially since these two, sport the TBG and all that. Now, they're both of their pages are relatively dark right now. You don't see anything going on, but I don't know, man. It just seems like another tragic situation in the hip-hop game if it's true. But if it's not, hopefully, man, they come out and say something just to clear it up. And if that happens, I'll jump out there and I'll be the first one to say, hey, man, let's clear them. But from the picture that it looks like, especially that picture that they have that looks, the guy who looks like Spinna Mitch, that looks just like him, man. That looks like him from all the videos I've seen and everything. It looks like him. So that's what it is. Now, what do you guys think about this? Do you think that TBG is still getting looked at as far as, from the federal level with things that they got going on? Or do you think this is just a one-off chance where something happened where two of their members got picked up for something they didn't even do? Now, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So just because one of them or two of them might have got picked up for this situation doesn't mean they actually did it. But what do you guys believe? Do you believe that Spinna Mitch and Blvd Sleepy were out here really active in them streets, or do you think this is a case of mistaken identity and no way? Now, with that, this been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.